Cantona. Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester United, and what a time to get it!
Manchester United head to St James's Park, unbeaten in 11 and sitting third in the table. Carrick's men have taken 19 points from 21, but this is the real test. Newcastle are wounded, under pressure, and desperate to respond. Can United tighten their grip on third, or does this run end? Let's get into it, boys. How's your day been? I'll tell you what, boys, it's been a fantastic week. It's been fantastic over the last few weeks, hasn't it? How are we all?
Well, it starts well when Liverpool lose in the fashion that they did. So no matter what happens tomorrow, I can get through the week.
Oh, mate, it's been insane, hasn't it? Far out, man. Jesus. How's the weather and everything up there, Dino, in Queensland?
Beautiful as always, mate. You know what it's like up here.
Have a day off.
It is actually meant to rain this weekend, but you know they always say that. So, but yeah, happy. It's been a good week so far, hasn't it? So let's hope it continues tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
it's fantastic result this morning.
I'm never. Didn't the league only start in January?
Yeah, they'd be top four.
I'm wondering if Jordan's microphone's plugged in because it sounds like he's echoing because he sometimes does forget to do that. Anyway, boys, we haven't spoken about last week's game, so we might touch on that a little bit, and then we'll move on into the Newcastle game, and then you know what, we're going to go into. What are we doing? We're going to show a bit of memorabilia tonight as well. We're going to do a bit of stuff like that. So I'm excited for that, as I always am with memorabilia. And we've been doing a lot of collecting of cards of late, especially with the latest top set come out. And there's a lot of boys running around trying to get. Well, Dino's been spending bags of money to get these boxes. So. And he's finally got himself some Ella Toon stuff as well, so which is congratulations.
Base that only costs $1,200.
He's the first in Australia, though. Actually, Paul Bloxham was pretty close. All right, what do we think? What do we think of the Palace? The Crystal Palace, wasn't it, mate? First half for me, man. I'll tell you what, I was a little worried the first half of Crystal Palace game. I tell you. Far out.
30 minutes. I wasn't happy.
Yeah, it was a bit
pretty slow, pretty not much energy out there.
I think you take away the results and the current feel-good factor. If we're being honest, and look, I love what's happening. Carrick's improved everything. Take away the Arsenal match and the Manchester City match. If we're being honest, if this is another manager, it's Eric Ten Hag, and this is not to be critical of Michael Carrick, but this is Ruben Amorim, we're putting in these performances. That simply the ball was at the other side of the crossbar and going out. We weren't scoring goals. Or Lamens let in one or two corners. We're having a very different debate. The football has not been brilliant. It hasn't been great. It's been good enough, and that's all you need at the moment. But it's interesting in regards to the way we're feeling at the moment. It's all fantastic. When you look at the performances, kind of just average enough. Like there's nothing really to write home about. And look, long may that continue. But it can very well change with a result or two.
Tom, I'm always stealing my words. Jeez. He's right, though. Like, you know, if Sesko hasn't found form, you know, we're having a complete different conversation. And, you know, watching that game, what was it, midnight, our time, the other morning, like, I literally wanted to go to bed.
Yeah, like I was struggling. After the first 20 minutes, I was struggling to stay awake.
Yeah, I sort of didn't find it boring. I just found it unbelievable how so much, you know, the week before we were talking about how much we turned the ball over and everything like that, but there was a high intense pressure between both sides and everything like that. But this game, that first half, the loose passes, the loose carries, there wasn't really any pressure. It was just more, I don't know whether it was lack of focus or they went into the game thinking, you know what, we're going to win this game. We should be able to just roll over, go through the motions and get it done. Sesko started for the first time for under Carrick and things like that. I don't know if that front three was what do you call it, a little bit different for the team, especially from the midfield. It was a really different feel in that first half. And I still say it, this season we've still only put, I think, 1 or 2 90 minutes together. So it'll be very interesting leading into this Newcastle game, that's for sure.
I think once Bruno gets a hold of a game, it's a bit better for us. I know he's obviously our best player on the ball, but it took him against Palace a good 35 minutes to actually get his foot on the ball and actually play and actually make the right decisions. And I think once he does that, we sort of come alive. That makes, you know what I mean? Like we don't really have anything until he does something. He's so creative. Like you look at that Sesko goal for us, and I'm already jumping onto the goals, but that crossing from him, he's just out of the right channel. He just creates half a yard of space and just whips it in, and what a header.
I think with goals like that, I think one of the things I was thinking very similar to you, Jordan, there in regards to how many goals, or whether it be Manchester United or around the footballing world or around the Premier League, are goals that you really see that are planned and maybe a set piece. But in regards to open play goals, how many are planned and worked? Like you remember 5-6 years ago what a Manchester City goal looked like with Raheem Sterling getting in behind and cutting the ball back sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'd say this is a guess. I might be completely wrong, but I'd say 95 to 96, 97% of goals are kind of just off the cuff and like they're not really sort of played in behind. Like that was Bruno Fernandes controlled the ball in the air, crossed it, goal. Like it was just a bit of quality from both the person on the ball and the finisher. So I just say, and that's not to be critical of those, but yeah, I think we're looking for this great football in terms of carving teams open and scoring a Manchester United goal or scoring a really worked goal. But really, if we're being honest around the grounds, like I'm sure there's a stat. I remember reading an article about one of the great Barcelona teams, and I think this stat has sort of continued and is trending in the same direction. But all the goals, like 90% of goals, come within like 5 seconds of an opponent turning the ball over. It's not like sustained possession and sort of working your way through it. A lot of the goals come, okay, defense loses the ball, strikers there, pinches it, goal. They're not really sort of worked on in regards to real sort of possession-based football. Obviously, it does happen, of course. But that Bruno Fernandes goal really just summed up. You can have the great tactics, you can have a great manager, you can have great systems. You need people with quality cross,
exactly.
Quality header.
Well,
it's funny you say that, Tom, because sorry, buddy, but I heard a stat today, and I think it was in 2015, 8 of the top 10 players with the most passes in the season were all attacking midfielders or wingers. And the stat this morning that I heard was 7 out of 10 of the players this season are central defenders that have had most passes throughout the entire season. So you're looking at how you're saying defenders are turning the ball over. They're playing with it too much by the sounds of it. So they're actually generating chances for people to win the ball.
So Dino mentioned it there in regards to sort of watching United was a little bit boring. I'll sort of extend that and say it's a Premier League game in general. Like I think Arsenal are the league leaders at the moment. I can't watch 90 minutes of Arsenal. And I just think defenders now have so much of the ball. But yeah, when you think about it, they're kind of designed to have it because the other defence is defending back on their 18-yard box. So the defenders are the ones who are on halfway with the ball. Like if you played into midfield or you played into the forward, that's where all the opposition are defending. So it's really hard to play into a striker or play into a number 10 because they're marked because that's where all the defenders are. So now teams are really just sort of on halfway with the ball. So that is why, it's changed from Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick and those players getting the most passes this season. Now it is going to be centre-back because the defenders aren't in them.
Well, you look like I think a lot of teams rely on individual brilliance like these days more than ever. Like back in the 90s and that, you had really good team players and you had about 4 or 5 players get on the ball and, and it'd be like a real good team goals where now a lot of teams are just relying on that individual brilliance and scoring. And, if it's not from a corner or a throw in, that's all you seem to be getting these days. But going back to, like the bit of luck that we've had lately and all that, you go to the start of the season when we didn't have any luck, like those first 3-4 games, we could easily have won those 3-4 games. But we didn't, and now we sort of are getting a bit more luck with the goals going in instead of hitting the crossbar and stuff like that. Like it just shows, like football, it does turn around, and throughout the season, it sort of evens itself out. I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
It definitely does.
Do you think
definitely
too,
does even out.
Do you think too, like we're talking about players needing to create something out of nothing, almost like having a spark? Do you think teams struggle against a low block now and they don't know how to break it down? I know the low block's always been in the game, but I swear every team now plays a very deep defensive line, bar probably 3 or 4 in the world. Like, I even say Arsenal play a deep line. They don't push up. They rely on physical presence, and I don't want to get onto them in their corners. But
to be fair, though, their corners are exciting because it's like a rugby scrum.
Mate, how Declan Rice does not give away a fucking foul every time? He wasn't even watching the ball.
Well, no, he's not even watching the ball.
Well, neither was Yoro,
holding the defender.
Yoro wasn't holding or watching the ball. He was just off with the fairy.
Yeah, that's that first 2 minutes, the goal, first 3 minutes or whatever it was. But talking about that low block, do you find a lot of teams try and go around the low block? I find United, when we do a low block, we are against a low block these days. We're trying to go through the middle. I think we play a low block totally different to most teams. I think most teams try and play around that low block, whereas I think we try and play that little bit of tiki-taka through the middle, which gets frustrating at times because their centre halves or their six tend to block it, and we don't have enough in that front line. Whereas, like I was saying, I think a lot of us try and go around it. Whereas I think when we do try and go around, and we've got Ahmed on the wing, he never only, we used to talk about Anthony all the time, taking on that player, then cutting back in on that left-hand side and then trying to ping that shot all the time. And Ahmed tends to find himself doing that a fair bit as well. It's very rare you'll see Ahmed. I know, look, it's similar, and we all didn't like Anthony for doing it, but we don't tend to have a go at Ahmed about it either. Ahmed on occasions
very one-dimensional.
You know what I mean? Like, Ahmed lately has been doing similar things to that.
But do you think teams are looking for corners more now than actual shots on goal?
Yep. Especially if they're in the lead now,
man.
Because of the time wasting involved in a corner. There's a stat the other day in one of the Arsenal games that it was over 8 minutes had been wasted in the time of the ball going out to the corner being taken in 90 minutes. 8 minutes of the game was gone from someone walking to take the corner and cross it in.
Well, that was that stat Tom spoke about. That stat that Tom spoke about last pod.
Yeah.
What was
107. This was a couple of games ago, so I'm sure it's added up now. But Arsenal have spent 117 minutes taking corners this season. So you think that's well over a game and a half.
So see, they would rather they would try and rather get a corner than a shot on goal. That's what it feels like.
I think what Adam was saying
in the middle and that, I feel like teams are going out wide and trying to get that corner, then they go and playing in the middle and having a shot on goal. It just feels like teams are playing for corners.
In regards to that, in terms of going out wide, and Adam mentioned there in regards to sort of breaking down teams who play in a low block, whether that's Man United or other teams, you go back and rattle off like great attackers from when, back in the day, some of our favourite players and even some of the best players now, in terms of that attacking third of the field, some they all have, in terms of the ones that really catch the eye and we remember as great players that can beat a player. And I think the way players are coached now, both individually but also as a team, really lacking players who really go past plays. So win a low block, you can have great passing patterns, you can pass the ball, you can have overlapping runs, but professional defenders who work 6 days a week on their shape, it is relatively easy or relatively comfortable, or it favours the defensive setups in regards to preventing that. But if you can have an attacker who can go past someone, it changes everything. Defenders can sort of set up with sort of blocking passes and everything and stay in front of the ball, stay behind the ball. The moment you can have someone dribble past someone and take that one player out of the game, that is what sort of shifts defence and sort of opens up and creates a little bit of space. But you go through football now and go through Man United, and even if someone is a great player, how many players really now go past players? Like, go back and rattle off the names of Manchester United and the players who had the ability to do that. Who in the Man United team does that now?
Well, I think
Cunha has the ability to be done. I think Cunha's probably the one who has the ability and has the power to go past players. And I think that does show. I think when he does have that little bit of touch, the game sort of opens up a little bit and it gives you that little bit of excitement. Whether he capitalises on that, time will tell. But, I think that is where it's not just a Manchester United problem. I think I listen to podcasts from other clubs. For years, they've always had the same debate we have, and we always think we're the ones who can't break down these defences. Every other team saying the same thing. Arsenal fans moan about everything. We can't break down. They're winning the league. Surely they are breaking them down, but it doesn't feel like you are. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it definitely is. With Arsenal, though, like we're still seeing. Yeah, the only thing that's saving Arsenal at the moment is their own goal scorer isn't hit peak over the last few weeks. That's the only thing that's saving their ass at the moment. Which I'm hoping he comes back into form over the next few weeks. But
Saliba got credited with one the other day. That was an own goal.
There was an own goal, 100%. Yeah, that was bullshit.
Yeah. You look at like Saka and like Salah, for instance, like the past few seasons, you know, they've done quite well, and actually they're players that sort of do beat a player. But you look at this season, like Salah scored his first goal this morning for about 3 months. Like the game's completely changed. Like you lose that little bit of pace, and it's just a complete different game. Like it's actually
you don't
crazy.
hear much about that though, do you? Hasn't scored a goal in nearly 3 months.
I firmly believe Salah doesn't enjoy the manager. I firmly believe it. And look, this definitely isn't a pot about.
You know why though? Because he makes
you can clearly see.
That's why.
Yeah,
he wants
exactly.
Him to work. And you know, like I guess to Salah's credit, he's sort of earned the right to. You know, he's carried that Liverpool side for probably about 5-6 years now. So it's just time sometimes to move on, I reckon.
You talk about not hearing it. Cast your mind back to when Eric Ten Hag was Manchester United manager and we drew a game or we had sort of bad possession stats or something. Sky Sports were knocking down the door at Carrington for a tell-all interview and interrogation of Eric Ten Hag. I haven't seen Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville at Anfield's, Liverpool's training ground. I think Arnie Slot, now he very well could lose his job come the summer, but I'm not hearing sort of the outroar. And look, he has a little bit of credit in the back. Obviously, he did win the Premier League last season, but he's now going down as maybe one of the sort of worst or the worst reigning champions of all time, potentially. Fingers crossed. But you're not hearing anything about Salah, and I really don't think you hear enough about Arnie Slot, considering how much money they bloody spent. People forget that window. What was it?
But look at the results this morning. No one's talking about it. Like, if that was United lost to Wolves, who were coming last, mate, it'll be front page everywhere. Like, it's absolutely crazy how they get away with it. But, you know.
I guarantee tomorrow, if United lose tomorrow against Newcastle, you watch it. You watch what happens. Oh, they're not a top 3 side. They're a joke. All their fans are going nuts because they've been on a roll.
Newcastle missing 6 players and United can't beat them. And
exactly.
Like that. That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Back to I know we don't talk about Liverpool, but I know he won the league, and I know that's incredible an achievement to do, but he wasn't his team.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, he went and bought the players he wanted this season, and they've gone backwards. So as much as he's won the league, he's got credit in the bank. He spent over 300 million on players or more, and went
it was 500,
backwards.
Yeah.
And went
but
backwards.
In saying that, Jordan, look, I agree that it wasn't his side and everything like that, but Klopp, he played different. Klopp only won it once. Everyone forgets it. They put Klopp on this pedestal, right? Liverpool. He only won it once. Yes, he won the Champions League. What did he win the Champions League? Once or twice? He did that. Okay, credit to him. It's hard to win the Champions League, right? But you go back in history, Klopp's not even close to being the greatest manager for Liverpool. Not to mention he won the league in the league in a COVID season. So he had no pressure of fans. He had no pressure of anything really. He just had to go through the motions. But credit to Slot when he came in. He slowed Liverpool down for starters instead of fighting for every single ball, fouling everything. Mo Salah should be thanking Slot for actually playing him in a position where, yes, he didn't have to defend as much, but they slowed his midfield down where they could work him into holes. And last year, he scored like 31 goals or something, Salah, and that was only due to the effect that Slot had on the team. Their fans are a joke the way they carry on about him.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he should be sacked, but Mo Salah scored 30-something goals and looked like he enjoyed it because he was playing for a fucking contract. I think everyone kind of forgets that. He was out of contract at the end of last season.
Well, how many players will we do that?
At United do that.
I know.
Time, mate.
I know.
Rashford's the perfect example.
I think Mo Salah is one of the best goal scorers from the wing that the Premier League's probably ever seen. He doesn't go in my Premier League all-time 11, but he'll go in some people's. It's probably debatable. I think you got to win more league titles first. But I don't think the way he's dropped off is... I think that's him. I don't think he wants to be there anymore. And I don't think Slot should be in the position where they're at. You think they won the league with a lesser squad than what they've got now? He spent over 200 million on two strikers.
But a lot of people forget as well, Liverpool's lost a lot of their squad too from last season as well. They lost
by
next place.
choice,
they lost
though.
5.
He got rid of who he wanted.
Right. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
The only player he wanted to keep was probably Trent, which understandable. Trent's fantastic on the ball, but Trent defensively, doesn't even play for Madrid.
Anyway, back onto United.
Yeah,
back onto United.
Talk about them.
We got a little bit excited then. I was actually going to say one thing there. It wouldn't be a bad show if we spoke about the best wingers in the league. And you were saying, Jordan, that you need to win more titles to be in an all-time Premier League 11. Now, everyone really rates Terry Henry in the 11. They rate him as one of the best wingers or the best winger. He's rated as probably not the number one best player in the Premier League. He won the Premier League, twice? He won it twice. He was in the Invincibles, obviously.
What's the
and they had the
winger
Invincibles
these days?
season.
They don't exist. Well, I would call Salah a winger. He's like a traditional winger.
Nah, he's not.
No, he's not a traditional winger. Yeah, no, he's not. No.
I don't think any teams play with proper wingers these days, do they?
No.
But see, there's different things.
Football's totally different, isn't it?
I'm sure this will be time for another podcast. It's probably a good topic. But in terms of, it's probably a bit biased to even say this, but I look at the impact the players had in one season. So Mo Salah was probably in the top 5 best players in the world in his absolute best season he ever had. But I would put Cristiano Ronaldo in the Premier League 11 before him based on that 2008 season. You won everything there was to win individually. Even though he only won, 2 or 3 Premier Leagues when he was here, his output and his, honestly, individual awards was more than Mo Salah won. I know longevity comes into it for people and things like that, but he went on to do more elsewhere where Mo Salah's kind of stayed at Liverpool.
Do you put stats and all that sort of crap in that? Like you look at Bruno Fernandes, what he's done in a very shit United team over the last 5-6 years. He's got to be one of the best. Like what he's actually done when you look at his figures is unbelievable.
Yep.
Like
he's 2 major trophies away. He's 2 major trophies away from being considered one of the greatest, I think, to be there. Like
if he was to manage, and look, we're a long way away, but you look at the table, maybe we're not far away. Who knows? We'll discuss it. If he's able to win it one day, yeah, you're talking up there with proper club legends.
Yeah.
100%, man. I was having to think about this week, right? Because I did a couple of reels on Bruno Fernandes. And I went back and I really looked over his career for United, and mate, that guy is unbelievable. And like a few years ago, I put crap on a lot of players, and Bruno Fernandes, when he has a bad game, we all used to have a little bit of a go at him. But a lot of people stuck by him and gave him the compliments he deserved. And these past 2 seasons, honest to God, man, he is unbelievable. And when I did that reel on him about him putting Sesko in position and stuff like that, and you look behind the scenes, and I think that's what, as worldwide Reds, something we lose watching it on TV. We don't get to see it high up. We don't get to see him moving around in positions, and we really lose that on television. I wish they would show like a drone shot sometimes at halftime, so you could just have a look at some of these players, the way they move around, and the higher in the grandstand you see it. It's phenomenal what he's done, especially in that last game. I know we went down to 10 men before we took hold of that game, but you know what? The last game, he's actually played Sesko into the right position. And he hasn't just done it once. He's done it a few times over the last few weeks, guiding Sesko into the position to score a goal.
His footballing brain's the best we've got at the club. It's
ridiculous. So what you're saying out of he's going to be coach next year.
It's handy having a captain like that, but isn't it? Yeah. Like if you're sitting him down, in the boardroom where you're discussing, where you're playing and everything, you can go to your manager, go to your captain, and say to him, Fergie used to do it all the time. Go to your captain and say, what do you think about this? You can actually have a discussion. And I think that's where Carrick is and his men are getting the best out of United, because I think they are going to maybe Bruno or maybe senior players in that squad and saying, what do you think about this?
You said there, Jordan, in regards to his football IQ or his footballing brain is really good. And I wouldn't really disagree, but I could. In regards to some of the things he does on a football pitch, I think, what on earth are you doing? However, I think it's more so in terms of the way I view it. He's obviously got a high football IQ, but sometimes I question it, but it's his bravery. He could be having a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10, and he will still do it. He will still attempt the risky thing. He will still attempt to get on the ball in a bad area. And I think that is where he puts himself in that position so many times. It ends up paying off, where some players will go and keep it simple and just sort of get back in the game. That's where I think it sort of gravitates the argument towards him being a Manchester United player in regards to he accepts the weight of the shirt. He doesn't.
It's his emotions that gets the better of him. That's what I was. Game sort of, not so good. Like if he's happy, team's playing well. Like he's one of the best. But when when he starts getting arguing with the ref and stuff like that, that's when it goes. Yeah,
it's his emotions that get in the way of his football IQ. Like his idea on picking up half space, especially with that cross to Sesko. There's not many number 10s in the world that can drift out to the right and see that before it happens. A lot of number 10s you're looking around the world now, like your Jude Bellinghams, your Musialas, all these players, they play so central. They don't drift out wide. The last player we've seen do it probably in the Premier League was Kevin De Bruyne. Just peels that right channel and just finds that yard of space. Because do you not think he's the most heavily marked player on the pitch at all times when we've got the ball? And he still finds space.
And he still defends. Like he's the last one. Like he'll be back straight away.
That's what he's been
in the world defend.
That's why and look, I've spoken about people have different preferences of players, and sort of Adam and I've spoken my preference of a player why I liked a Juan Mata or a Paul Scholes or Michael Carrick. In theory, I should hate Bruno Fernandes in terms of the way he plays, in terms of the riskiness of his game, but the way he makes up for it when I get a little bit frustrated. But then I see him chasing back defensively in the corner flag where it's the worst run for an attacking midfielder to go and track a runner into the corner. It's the last thing you want to do because there's no upside for you in doing it. He does it. And I think that is where he gets a lot of admiration and time for fans, and rightly so.
Well, my biggest thing with him, sorry to keep going on it.
No, go, Jordan. Go.
The best trait in football is availability.
Oh, his injury record.
Like,
it's unreal.
Don't jinx it, you guys.
I know. Touch wood. But as the captain of this club, and he's obviously we struggled in the last few years in terms of winning big trophies and honours, he is still out there every single game, whether it be a Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday. He's out there every time. And as you said, Tom, and he's as brave as he was in the last game. His game doesn't change. His effort doesn't change.
But do you think he's going, before I get onto some comments, because I've got a few in TikTok going here, do you think over the years, like when Bruno first started, we always talk about players improving under managers. I think Bruno's improved from the time he started. I think he's matured a lot as a player, I think that's what we always talk about him. But he's definitely matured a lot more as a player over the past 2 to 3 seasons than he was when he first came into the Premier League. Like, he used to throw loose passes around everywhere in those games when he first started coming. And everyone would say, I'm happy for him to do 10 shit passes and get an assist for an unreal goal. But I think over the past couple of seasons, it's nearly gone out of his game. He's more precise where he wants to put the pass. He guides his players a lot more where he wants them on the pitch and things like that. So, we talk about, Dalot being exactly maturity. Like we talk about Dalot improving under Eric Ten Hag, and we talk about, Ahmed probably playing very well under Amarin and stuff like that. But no one ever talks about Bruno improving under certain managers. I just think he's slowly improved over the years that he's been at United. And being available all the time, obviously you're going to improve. But it takes a lot of work. Even you see reels of him training by himself. He wants to improve on free kicks all the time. And at Portugal, he's got Cristiano Ronaldo to learn off and other great players as well. You can see him bringing the Portuguese way of playing, like maturing over the last few years. That's, to me, I think he's improved unbelievable over those last few seasons, no matter how many managers we've had.
Well, not talks about that is how many managers that we've had under him. Like, some players were just thrown the book in and gone, this place is a basket case. Like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy to think like what he has actually done. But I think it was a COVID season he came in, wasn't it? Was it in January?
Just before.
Yeah, like to me, when I look back at that, I still think he was still an unbelievable player. He just had a few more of those errors in there. But I think footballing wise, like he's always had it. It's more his maturity and understanding sort of when to pick things and not pick things. Like, when to argue with the ref, when not to argue with the ref. Like, he's worked on that side of his game a hell of a lot more than his footballing game, I believe, is in like getting wound up and carrying on with the referees and stuff like that.
He understands the pace of the game heaps more too. Like, he understands. I think when he first came in, he was trying to almost do too much, where now he knows if he can get the ball in the half turn, he could get a foul on halfway because he knows the pace of the players coming into him. He's a lot like smarter with, okay, I can get a foul here and then I can face forward with the ball on a free kick. Just little things like that, which I think when he first came, he tried to flick it around the corner or something like that. Maturity.
I agree with 100% of what everyone has said there. My only, if I dig a little bit deeper, and I think that's all right in regards to the technical aspect, the tactical aspect of the way he's matured and his experience. But I also look at it just in regards to what we want from a Manchester United player. And we have to be honest, over the last 10 years, not many have given us truly what we want. And Bruno Fernandes might be the closest to is just his consistency. Because we've had players, unreal players, who have had fantastic seasons. Scored 20 goals, the next season they scored 2 goals. Or they have a fantastic season and then they get injured and they're out for 6 months. His ability to, everything is right in what everyone has said there in regards to all the aspects of his game, but his ability to deliver consistently is arguably one of the things we truly deep down we might not say, but is what we want as Manchester United fans. We might want this amount of goals. We might want this excitement of sort of entertainment when we play. But really, we just want that ability to deliver each week. We know Ahmad can deliver. We know he could go and score a double at Anfield or a double at the Etihad. We know Matthias Cunha can go score a bicycle kick. We know Lisandro Martinez can go sort of be man of the match in a League Cup final. All these things. Can you go do it in the next Premier League season? Can you go do it the season after that? And players just haven't done that. They just haven't. And Bruno Fernandes is arguably the closest to that, especially when you consider the level he performs to.
Yeah. I want to get onto some of these comments in TikTok here. I've got to thank Irish Bewonderer. She's just given us a whole heap of gifts on TikTok.
What do we get?
I've got
free shirt.
I've got Brighton United on here. He's talking about watching the game actually at Old Trafford. He's saying watching it at Old Trafford is completely different to on the TV. He's also asked when are us lads coming over to watch the game over to Old Trafford. Jordan's actually coming over in a month. I think
in a submarine. In 5
weeks. So he's coming over in 5 weeks. And Elliot, I think he's just coming over. Well, you're going to the Liverpool game, aren't you, Jordan?
Liverpool and Brentford
game. And I think Elliot's going to the last home game as well. So a couple of the boys are going over there soon. So if you want to catch up with them, just let us know. Message me privately. I got in here too. I got in YouTube, Gab T13. He's got here. Man United supporters. Sorry, lads, but I'm a Liverpool fan, but I respect you guys. Thank you.
Fuck off.
Was that a Declan Rice?
He obviously didn't. He didn't watch us at the start.
Go back to that.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Is that Declan Rice?
Yeah, I think it is Declan Rice.
Pick a team, buddy. Pick a fucking team.
Daniel Garb, isn't it? It's Daniel Garb in disguise.
Yeah, so I appreciate everyone on TikTok throwing, mate, there's achievements and shit going on everywhere on TikTok. So remember to hit the like button, tap the screen, everything like that. Follow us. We're nearly hitting 5,000 fans, 5,000 viewers on, I don't even know, fans, whatever you want to call them on TikTok. I'm still learning it. So we're nearly hit 5K on there. Followers, 5K followers on there. We're not far off. I think we're like 20 off 5K. So Get in there, keep tapping that screen. The more likes we got there, the more it shares it through TikTok. YouTube, we've got a fair few in there as well. All right, let's get on to the Newcastle game. Mate, it's going to be a tough game there. The crowd's going to go nuts. Look, they're not in the best form, Newcastle. Rightly so. We should be going in there very full of confidence. And but the first question I want to ask you guys is, do we start with, I know this is, look, we talk about it all the time, and United supporters are talking about it a lot. Do we stick with Sesko, or does Ahmed come back out on the wing? What do we do there?
I'll play Sesko. It's not a huge, like, oh, this is the reason we'll play the striker instead of sort of Mbeumo up front. I just think he's playing well. I think he's a goal threat. Newcastle, as we mentioned, have a few out. I'm not sure it's exactly if they're defenders or not, but they're a wounded animal at the moment. I think you go play your informed striker. I think Manchester United are always at their best and most successful when we have a talisman and someone who's going to go grab goals. And I think Benjamin Sesko is that guy at the moment. Throw him up front, throw your best goal scorer. I know you could argue and Bruno Fernandes are better goal scorers, but at the moment you'd say Sesko is our number one striker. Go play him. There is obviously, you can have a tactical debate in regards to we might play better in that environment without him. Maybe I don't agree with that, but you could make that case. But yeah, he's a striker in form. Play your striker in form.
Yeah, definitely. So you reckon same 11 start?
Yeah. Oh, well, there's obviously one or two injuries at the back. I'll bring Mazraoui in for sure if that's sort of the fitness issue. But in regards to that front four, I'd keep it the same.
I'd like to see, when you think about Newcastle, how they set up and they've got Malik Chow and Dan Burn as their two centre backs, neither are great on the ball in terms of having possession, and they're good at being physical defenders. I kind of like to see Cunha players like a 9 to drop in, get the ball and run at them, especially targeting Dan Burnside. I'm not saying it's hard though, because Sesko is in such good form. He's fucking scoring goals for fun at the moment. You have to play
that. Clip that, Adam. Just clip that bit.
What minute are we? 37.14.
Here we go.
37 minutes.
In terms of Cunha, remember what he did against Liverpool when he played as a 9? And he got the ball and was able to turn, run at teams. He did against Palace. He got the ball on the half turn and spun him behind. He let it run past and ended up getting a penalty from it. I like that against a player like Dan Burn, because he's not going to have the mobility to keep up with Cunha. In that case, though, we all seen how fast Sesko was the other day. Like, who's to say he can't do it as well? And he's
let's play two up top. Let's play 2 up top, 4-4-2. Let's go for it. Like, mix it up.
I don't mind that.
As Tom said, like the football isn't that great. Like, let's be honest. Like, I think Carrick has to mix it up. I don't think you can just go same in. You know, I know he changed Ahmad and Sesko, like that's it. But like, I think there needs to be a little bit of a mix up instead of just being the same every week, because eventually that gets old, like we found with Ollie and stuff like that. So I think there needs to be some tactical changes at least. Like, you know, like,
I don't think you can play Brian up top. I think it's either got to be Sesko or Cunha.
And Cunha.
You need to have,
I see it a little bit differently, which I agree with both sides of that, but I see it a little bit, and this is just me lazy playing Football Manager, but also I've seen us sort of drift into this shape a little bit. I think we play a little bit more 4-4-2 than we maybe give credit for. I think Bruno Fernandes sometimes almost plays, I wouldn't say a striker. And if Mbeumo and Cunha are sort of tucking into midfield, whether that be a diamond or Mbeumo wide on the right, Cunha wide on the left, as old-fashioned Giggs and Beckham sort of thing, I'm not sure how you shape that 4-4-2. But I do think, I'm not saying, okay, go play 4-4-2, but I think we do sort of have spells in the game where we are like that when Bruno Fernandes pushes a little bit higher. Now, sometimes that is obviously Cunha and Mbeumo, and Bruno Fernandes drops deeper in the midfield. But you guys all know how flexible formations are these days. 1 second you're playing 4-4-2, click of the fingers, you're playing 3-4-3. Like, it changes so drastically. But
Bruno's
I think every
striker. Like Bruno's press, it's like he's a second striker. When he closes them down and stuff like that. Oh no, I just like to see him mix up. I just like changing it.
A little bit off topic this, but talk about Newcastle. Did anyone see Jordan Pickford's fucking save against Tonali's volley at the very end of Everton and Newcastle? I know it's off topic, but holy fucking shit.
That was a mad save.
Adam knows
That
my
was
hatred for
wild.
Jordan Pickford, but I'm telling you,
Oh, mate, I'm with you, Tom.
it's one of the greatest saves I've seen.
Oh,
You know what?
every
When I
time I
saw
watched
that,
it got better.
yeah, when I watched that, because I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I was just going through the highlights and I was sitting on the lounge inside and stuff like that, everything going on. And I caught it out of the corner of my eye and I had to look twice. I went, was that actually Pickford? And I'm just like, and I had to shake my head. I was sitting with Aaron and we're just like, that was mental save. It was a crazy save.
Cracking save. I like Tonali. I think he's a cracking player.
How big, Jordan, you would have watched Newcastle. You probably watched Newcastle, obviously, a lot more than me. But is it Bruno Guimaraes? How big a loss is he to Newcastle?
Mega.
Fucking brilliant for us. It is so good. If I could pick one player to not play for them, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tonali and him work as like 2 8s, but they work so well together. But you take one out, and that's where they struggled against Everton, because it's almost like you take one.
You take
out,
both.
but you take both, even though one's still out there. They just don't work the same. Lewis Hall for them on the left's a big problem. He's a quality left back. We can shut that down. But yeah, no Bruno G's. I love that.
You just rattled off some of those names, and look at this a debate for in a couple of months when the transfer window hits, and fingers crossed we have Champions League football, or at least European football. Fingers crossed it's Champions League. Newcastle just aren't in that discussion. They won't have it. We always have, okay, let's go raid this team. This team will need to sell players. We never know what the financials will look for other clubs, and it always looks a little bit easier at the start of a window than certain things happen. Just on the face of it, it does look like Newcastle there to be got at, like in regards to the transfer window, in terms of if they do need to let one or two players go and take your pick, whether it be Lewis Hall to replace Luke Shaw, Bruno in the midfield to replace Casemiro, or Tonali, one of the other to replace Casemiro. I just think
Livermento's been linked with City already, so like 80 million. So. And they're going to have to sell. They're going to have to sell because they won't have Champions League. And
they've already spent the money from Isaac, so they've got nothing to bounce back on. So they have to sell for financial reasons. But I think Tonali leaves Newcastle in the season, but I think he goes back to Italy. I think he was an AC Milan captain at the age of 20. I know Juventus were in for him. In January, but they couldn't get the money together for him. But
I think he likes gambling too much. He suits the Italian league.
He likes gambling, doesn't he?
Let's be honest, the Italian league and gambling.
Seriously, man. Honest to God.
You do whatever you want over there, mate.
But like when Adam brought up drones, I was like, you shouldn't be talking about drones, Adam. Jesus.
Speaking of gambling...
Yeah, go for it, Tom.
Sorry, Jordan. Speaking of gambling and way off topic, I'm back on the goalkeeper discussion. Did anyone see that they clipped it up as a little bit of a reel? And I think even the Premier League put it out, which is a debate for another day. Should the Premier League be having to banter with certain clubs? The Tottenham goalkeeper Vicaria had a free kick 30, 40 metres out from goal, just sort of is going to sort of lob it forward. Just imagine on the defensive line, Vicaria came out and took the free kick to launch it upfield. He has... I'm not sure if the word is deliberate, but deliberately just kicked it way over everyone out for a goal kick.
Oh, yes, I saw that, yeah.
I'm thinking, what was that? And I'm thinking, in terms of that spot fix and matching, something's happened there. It looked dodgy.
I was sitting there thinking he's got money on goal kicks here.
Yeah, there's something like that. In 6 months, we're going to see an investigation into a North London club.
Can you imagine how much betting is on corners now?
Oh. That's what I mean. It's worth a look at.
I reckon Arsenal have loaded on it. Declan Rice has put his page on it every week.
Gamble responsibly, though, you guys.
The one thing I will say is we're kind of the time to play Newcastle's now. Like that Nick Voltemata, the striker, who I didn't fancy when he first come to the Premier League because he's not a goal scorer, but they spent 80 million on him. Whatever, they might have seen something. Yeah, but he's fucking rubbish.
Yeah,
sorry.
He's a big body up front, you know.
But he's just awkward. The one that I always think is going to come good for them though is that Johan Wissa that they signed from Brentford for 55 million.
Yeah, he starts on the bench a lot, eh?
Yeah, because he's come back from injury. He's been out most of the season, but he's got something about him. But they've been playing Anthony Gordon up top, so they've got a bit of pace in behind.
You've also got to remember Newcastle play Barcelona next week too, so.
Tell you what, watch Anthony Gordon score 2 goals in that game from the high fucking line of Barcelona. But yeah, no, I like that. I think we can get at him here, and I would like to rate him in.
Are we gonna break him down, or break him down from the wings, or are we gonna break him down through the midfield? Because you think, like after last game, Casemiro really never switched on, did he? Again, probably for Palace, it looked like he was still on a holiday. Fucking hell.
Do we break teams down though? They said like, when was the last time we broke a team down?
No, but as I'm talking about, like that little passing into like Casemiro into Mainu, then Bruno taking control, just in that, with that Bruno guy out. I think we're going to get at him in the midfield, are we?
From what I've seen in recent weeks, and hearing one or two Newcastle fans talk, and this is lazy, this is not how football at this level works. Get the ball in the mid, whether it be Bruno Fernandes or Casemiro, Cunha and Bumo in that inside channel. Their current feelings towards their goalkeepers, if you shoot...
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
And I'm just thinking, you put them under a little bit of pressure. We've got guys who can hit the ball from 25, 30 yards out, and it's not to say, okay, get the ball and just start shooting and we're going to score. No, the keeper might have a great game. He's a professional keeper. He could save those shots. But it does feel like, and all fans are sort of reactionary and they go over the top. Oh, Nick Pope can't save anything. But the feeling is at the moment, I saw one on the weekend, which he dropped for, was that they played Everton. And it was a bad one. Like, it was something Onana would do. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
And I just think, can we break him down? Can we get him behind if it crosses in? That maybe not. I think this is far too simple. But I think if we can work a little bit of space in and around the box, it could be that central area. And Bumo can score from out or in that inside channel. Cunha can do the same on the left. We know Šeško can hit it from distance if he has a little bit of space. Bruno Fernandes, obviously. Casemiro.
This game's perfect for Mainu. This game is perfect for Mainu. Get on the ball, do his little tick-tack with Bruno on the edge of the box and stuff like that. Like, I expect Mainu to be up a lot higher and playing pretty much nearly with Bruno in a game like this, if I'm honest.
I would like to see, as Tom just said, I'd like to see Šeško just get the ball out from 25 and just hit it.
He can
just
hit
test pipe and follow it in. Every single thing that goes to the keeper, follow it in. Because you're versing players like a Dan Burn, he's like watching Harry Maguire turn for a ball. They're the same type of player. Like, if you're going to get the second ball, you're going to beat him to it. So I'm excited for it. I think we can. Newcastle have actually lost quite a lot of games at home recently. They're actually away form's better than their home form, which is saying something. And I fucking hate Newcastle.
We're dual winners, St. James. We haven't won there since COVID.
Yeah, no, 2020 was the last time we won there.
Oh, that was a good one. You put a downer on it. Jeez, we're all excited.
No, we're dual win. That's a positive. That means we're getting close to our next win. I see that as a positive.
Yeah. We've got to do Sunderland.
I've got it here.
Don't we, Jordan?
Huh?
We've got to do Sunderland a favour and beat them.
Yeah, boy. Sunderland got 3 points this morning against Leeds.
I've got it here. Newcastle have lost 5 of their last 6 in the league. 3 straight home defeats, 13th in the table. Yeah.
Mate, it's Everton, nuts. I tell you, who's playing really well for Everton against him was at Drewsbury Hall, playing as like a left 8.
He's a good player.
He just runs past them all. Like 3 or 4 times. He just gets the ball.
He did it against us.
Yeah. Oof. Sometimes I sit there and think anyone could do it against us.
Mate,
honestly, some of the players that play against us, when we versus like Brentford, they won 4-0 that year and things like that. I was thinking like that Janssen in the midfield for them. I was just thinking, this guy's going to Real Madrid after this.
if Maguire's out, if Maguire is out still with illness, do we go back to Yoro and Aiden Heaven? That's what we've got to do because the lid's not right, is it?
I reckon he'll sneak in the fitness test.
From what I've heard, Carrick, he's not travelling. I don't know. Martinez will be there. But look, you have to throw Aiden Heaven in. Look, but managers have trusted Aiden Heaven. And I think whether he's going to be a $1 million player in 5 years, I think I've liked what I've seen from him. Whether he has a career, I'm not sure. But at the moment, I'm not going to lose any sleep if I see Aiden Heaven in the starting 11. He's had bigger tests.
No, definitely not. He's got a very cool head, Aiden Heaven. Very cool head.
Probably a bit bad to say this, but I actually don't see Newcastle being a threat from that 9. I don't see them. I see their threat coming from a Jacob Murphy on the right, Anthony Gordon coming in from the left. Unless he plays as a 9, then it's a different conversation because of his pace. But I don't see them being a ruthless, like having, like last year. You think when you played them, you think of fuck, we got to play Isaac. But the guy scores. He just he just has everything to his game. Like at the
So
moment,
what you're saying is just play 3 at the back and don't worry about defending.
Don't worry about defending, mate.
So do you think so? So then you're saying that Mazzuari, because if Shaw's out with illness, you're going to play Mazzuari on the right, Delight on the left.
No, I'll keep it the other way.
Play it the other way.
I would play
Play
wherever
Mazzuari.
Jacob Murphy plays for Newcastle. I'd put Mazzuari on him, which he'd probably play on the right, so I'd put Mazzuari on the left because I don't trust Jacob a lot to get. Hey,
I've got a bad memory. It wasn't the last sub when Mazzuari came on for sure on the weekend. Mazzuari came on the left.
Yeah.
I assume.
Oh, it was on the left. Oh, I thought it was the other side he went. Yeah.
One of Newcastle's threats will be the early cross from that Jacob Murphy. He just sits almost
to Gordon.
Like Bruno Fernandez's cross to Sesko last week. He'll just sit a bit deeper on the right channel and just whip a ball in. So we just got to get tighter. And as we know, Diego Dalot does not know how to get tight to anybody on the field.
All right. In saying that, we've just hit 50 minutes. I think we've broken down Crystal Palace. We did a bit of that. Broken down Newcastle. Let's get to the best segment on the show. Show and
predictions?
Have you got? Well, we can do predictions at the end of show and tell. All right. Here we go.
Yes,
you
sir.
got all your items ready? Here we go. All right, show and tell, proudly sponsored by JMS Building. How are we, boys? We've got the items ready. Who's going first? Jordan wants it. Tom's making his debut on show and tell today, boys. He's making his debut.
Well, he's a school teacher. He should be used to it.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Yeah, Tom's going to start. Beautiful.
This doesn't have a frame. I cannot for the life of me find a frame this size in regard. It's a tricky sort of shape. I don't know the exact dimensions, but we're a month on now from Munich, and every year around Munich, I always sort of try and add something to a sort of a bit of memorabilia collection in and around, whether it be 58 or 68. And picked up this not far from Sydney, but Bill Folks poster. So usually I'm not a fan of like edited photos, like in regards, I just like one original photo and have that signed. This is a post with 1 or 2 images, but I think it works quite well. It's signed by Bill Folks. I got this because of the Munich anniversary, but I just need to find a frame for it. But that pops up well.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Oh
Tom.
wow.
The signature.
Fucking hell, Tom. If you need a hand finding a frame, just send me that, and I'll try and find you one, but I won't send it back.
But this says here, which I'm obviously aware of.
I'll get it custom made, Tom. They're not that expensive to get custom made. Yeah.
But
that is beautiful. Yeah. You know what I always do with those?
Hell of a career.
Yeah, mate. That with those types of ones, I always like to try and find. So I want you to send me a photo of that. I want to try and find where those 3 photos were taken and what field they were at. I always love doing that. I always like to find where they were taken.
2 are portraits. I think on one's in the red kit. I'll look into it. It might be tricky to find.
Yeah, it's very good.
But,
I like that.
Yeah.
Because they used to do take a lot of the portraits at the cliff back in those days. Okay. They did. They'd set up the bench and they'd have the photos out in the middle of the because they very rarely. I think 68 they did take them at Old Trafford, but a lot of them they used to have. Alan Clarkson used to tell us about it. They used to take photos at the cliff, just set up in the middle of in the field. Very good. That's a very good start, Tom. I hope you come with something. Can you raise the bet there, Jordan? Have you got something United today?
No. That's why I hate it when you make the best person go first. You're like an idiot. By the way, Tom, I made you smile and laugh probably 4 times tonight. I'm on a roll.
It's not that hard. I'm a happy person.
That sunstroke you got, that's why.
I tell you what, I've been sitting sweating. I don't really have anything kind of new that's Manchester United. I do have another match for Sydney FC jersey that I can show.
Go for it. We're going to this weekend. We're going to watch Sydney FC versus Victoria.
That time
Victory for Victoria versus Victory. Tom's coming with us. Jordan's
Yeah,
coming.
So
We're all going to go out.
These viewers, these guys are called the Sky Blues.
This is my team in Australia, mate. Dean, can you mute Dean for a little bit? I'm just a bit over his voice. So we've got same thing as last time, the match worn jersey, which I got Dean onto now, so he's going to buy a couple. And then, fuck, this one stinks actually. Oh, it fucking
Does it smell like Adelaide?
It smells like victory.
Because I thought he was Adelaide Junior.
Oh, no, it stinks. Hey, it feels good.
Well, I don't understand why you want him to smell, man. Seriously.
I just like making my room smell like BO, mate.
He was an Adelaide legend.
Ben Garuccio, the left back.
Adelaide legend.
By him. Adelaide legend, please, mate. He's about to win a premiership with Sydney FC.
Oh, mate.
Adelaide could never
do. Your favourite player's out this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, Lolly's done a lolly again.
Lolly's out again.
He's too busy playing fucking golf, mate. A bit like me. Why'd ask if he wants to play with me? I'll probably beat him.
Mate. Anyone that goes around playing golf with two balls, you ain't nothing to worry about.
So he just calling me out here. How about you back off? And then all of us have been open, as we said before, the new Tops Manchester United set. Adam's opened a few boxes, didn't get an autograph. I opened a box and we'll just show it off. I got an Under Herrera autograph. First auto of his I've got in the collection, so definitely not worth $130 a box was, but I mean, have it.
But they were exciting to open, weren't they? It was good. We did a couple of lives and things like that.
When you open the Sims one, it's not really exciting.
No.
Yeah.
Mate, I cannot. You're out of control. You
didn't even reply back to me message. I was waiting for, like, can we show it live?
No, mate, nothing. You don't want to know how I went today at work. It was nuts. Nuts day. We don't need to talk about that.
There's a reason why I went to golf, mate, and there's a reason why I went to golf today and played with two balls, because I couldn't afford another shit afternoon after the day.
You guys have to learn to relax a little bit more.
And I'll still shit at golf.
All right, Dino, what do you got for us?
Well, you guys have already seen it, but I was pretty excited about getting this. So, signed by the man Wayne Rooney for me in his house.
You spelled your name wrong.
I know, right? Legend.
We're supposed to have an O on this.
Dino!
So, I'll tell you a bit of a backstory to this. So, one of the BMUS boys, his father-in-law's brother's uncle, sister's mother, or whatever, worked at Wayne Rooney's house just before COVID hit. So I actually gave him this jersey about 6 years ago to get signed. Never thought I was going to see it ever again. And this guy messaged me like a month ago saying, blah, 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 you won't believe it. Here's your jersey. And I actually forgot about it, to be honest. So I actually got a photo with Rooney signing it and stuff like that. And he got the Supporters Club one signed. And it actually says on the jersey, happy 10-year anniversary BMUS, which was like 6 years ago. So it's pretty funny story how it all came along and all that, but I'm so stoked that it
you get a frame it?
So yeah. So
that's awesome.
It's never too late, Dino, as long as they turn up.
Oh, mate, I was like,
it's a nice
it's even got stains on it. I'm like, did Wayne Rooney wear this or something? Because I don't remember the stains on it, but anyway.
Smell it. That's what I do with my jerseys.
Hey, I think it's got blood on it from his boxing match in the kitchen.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Well, you can always say that.
Yeah,
it's like it's like my Fergie book that I've got signed. It says to David, Alex Ferguson. I always claimed it was David Beckham's. All right, I'm going to do a couple of retro ones today. I'm going to do a couple of retros. The first one, I don't think I've ever done these as much as I've done these show and tells. I don't think I've ever shown like the school bags. So this is one that I've got, the old 70s school bag. Yeah, it's actually got inside it, if I can find yeah. The zipper, yeah. It's actually got a towel inside it too. Look, old 70s towel.
Does it smell, Adam?
No, it doesn't smell.
Is it gym used towel? Yeah. Gym used?
I should take it to the gym. So it's got a towel in it. I've actually got another one there as well. So I do like the bags. I wouldn't mind trying to find myself a black one, because you can't get the black gym bags. The other one is, it'd be the 70s, I reckon. I reckon it'd be the 70s.
This is in good condition.
Just with the logo and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good condition.
Yeah, this one is in exceptional condition.
Does it smell like real leather, Adam?
It smells like barley.
No, vinyl all the way. Yeah. The other one I've recently picked up, and I have to thank Damien in Adelaide, retro guy. Anyone want retro cards or anything like that? Go and look him up. What's it? Is it Damien or the retro guy, something like that?
Damien Brown.
I had a guy on Gumtree. I don't usually go on Gumtree or anything like that, but Dino doesn't mind going on Gumtree. And when Dino ever mentions it, I always go, oh, yeah, I'll go and have a look. I found a guy down in Adelaide. He wouldn't, he wouldn't post to Sydney. So Damien went and picked it up for me. And so I got a 1997. Where's that camera? Move the mic. 1997 squad. It's all in there. So the 12-pack team players and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, all in box. What's it say? Contains 12 figurines, 12 collectible cards, and 1 collector file. So
who's the sub?
Keno.
Who's the
The
sub?
sub? Yeah, I don't know. Well, we've got Cantona in this one. So we go from Giggs, Cantona, Yorkie. Oh, no, that'd be Coley, sorry. Schmeichel, Irwin. Oh, it looks like this. Oh, no, it's Brian McClare. Gary Pallister, Scholes, Keane, Nicky Butt, David May, and I would say that's Gary Neville down there.
Fergie in it?
No Fergie.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to find Fergie Corinthians. I have got one. I have got a Fergie Corinthian.
I'm surprised you didn't show them what I got you off Gumtree, mate. You sent me into this place where I didn't think I was coming back from.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the
spoon.
spoon. The spoon.
Hey?
Do you want me to quickly get the spoon or save it for another
get
time?
it,
So
please.
I'll get the spoon.
Hurry up.
While Adam's showing that, he just mentioned Nicky Butt. And obviously, I don't have as many cards as you guys, but the 1 or 2 cards I have picked up in recent years, the guy who actually sent us that bill, folks, he had 1 or 2 other things. And he said, do you want any other Man United stuff? I said, if you've got any, show us. And it's not a match-worn shirt in regards to shirts you have, Jordan, but the 1 or 2 cards I do have, the material. I've got 1 or 2 of those.
Oh, yeah, the match-worn.
Yeah.
They are the best. They are so good.
I don't have the room, Jordan, for all these shirts in regards to. I've got so many shirts. I'd love to get them from. I've just got no room. So I'm just thinking, I'd love a match-worn shirt. I've got no fucking room for it. So I just think these cards are nice. That I've got 1 or 2 from One Matter, Wes Brown one, and now Nicky Butt one. I just think it's something.
Yeah, they're
it's something
cool. I've got a lot of them too. They're awesome. Smell it.
Jordan doesn't have room for United jerseys that
well,
I think Tom's in trouble. What Tom's saying there is he doesn't have much room in that area where he is, but he can go to Bunnings and get some shelves and he can put cards across it.
If anyone in Sydney wants a piano, a free piano just there, it's probably worth a couple of $1,000. I know it's in good condition, needs tuning. I just need
Can you play it? Can you
I
play
can't
it?
play it. The missus can play it. She's a piano
I'm gonna
teacher.
ask you
I wanted
question,
one day
Tom.
for you to just be sitting there playing it.
Does it even fit
Alexis
out that
Sanchez
door?
stuff.
Is the piano going to fit out that door?
Well,
I was just thinking the same thing.
That's the beauty of the way they move the pianos. I remember when they moved it in, I'm thinking, how on earth do you get this in the house? This ain't going to work.
Piano trolley. Trolley.
They put it up on its side, and then it's quite easy. But that's all I need. Someone to come move the piano. I don't care where it goes. I'm not even asking money. So anyone in Sydney wants a piano, just have to pay for a delivery or removal. Feel free, get in touch. Because
Tom, if you got a builder to do that, they would have cut out a hole in your wall and all sorts of stuff.
It's all right, Tom. If they have to go through your wall, I know a jib rocker.
Okay.
I know a builder to cut the hole as well.
Oh, mate, please. If you get the builder to cut the hole, it'll be a mess. Just let the jib rocker cut the hole. It'll be fine. All right. So, Dino, I sent Dino. It was on Marketplace. So I found a guy up Dino's way. I think it was like 10, 15 minutes from his house. And I sent Dino into this area. Apparently, it was a very dodgy area. For $20, was it $20? No, $10, wasn't it? It was $10. The guy was selling. Now, if anyone knows about Manchester United collecting, one of the most collectible things you can pick up are spoons. So Manchester United spoons from the 70s and 80s are very collectible, and they're expensive, right? So I was lucky enough. I found a spoon and a mug. I gave Dean the mug, and this is the spoon. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So these are the spoons. So these are like dead set worth $150, $200. These things, and I'm not shitting you either. It's crazy.
Like I gave you the fake one, eh?
This is one my Uncle Bill had. So I've got two.
What's the first one you showed? Does that have any inscription on the logo, or it's just the Man United logo?
Yeah, there's inscription. There's inscription on the back. There's all inscription on the back. But okay, it just tells. I actually Google Lens that, and it just tells you about the silver on the back and the company that makes it. Yeah. That's on. Yeah, there's one on both.
Hang on, I'll go get the real one, Tom, and I'll let you know what it says.
Yeah. That one's in Indonesia. Yeah. That's why I got
it's just got on the back. It just tells you about the company and everything like that, and the genuine silver. Yeah. So
Where
anyway,
do you put them in the cave?
Yeah, I've got the glass cabinet, so they go in there.
I'll get to see him on Saturday.
You'll get to see him on Saturday. Jordan's coming for a visit on Saturday, mid-morning. I'm trying to get him to come a little bit early. This is the mug. There it is.
Yeah,
it's a 1970s, 1980s mug. It came with
nice big crack in it. That's why I gave it to
it's got a crack.
But in saying that, I've actually got show and tell again the money box of it.
Oh, perfect! Good. Look at that. That's so good.
Hey, how cute is that, eh?
Has any other clubs, do you think? Now, I'm sure every other fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, whoever, they love their club and everything sort of carries on. But as any club, do you think their era of whether it be the 60s, 70s, 80s carried on as nicely as Manchester United's old sort of gear, whether it be shirts and sort of those little bit? I'm sure Liverpool have nice mugs and spoons and that sort of thing, but it just seems in terms of that bag, just the design has carried on well throughout the generations. It's not like, oh my God, you can't have that anymore. It's always stayed sort of relevant, whether it be the 80s gear or the 2000s gear or the 70s gear. I think Man United stuff has always stayed sort of nice. And again, I know we're biased with that, but it just seems
always the most expensive. I know that much. Anything you buy that has Manchester on it, like in a card break, even though United's not even in the Champions League, they'll put them in the Champions League product for some reason, and they'll still be the most expensive. Like they just, whatever Manchester United is doing, they just throw it in there and the price is high.
The one that gets me, Tom, about all that is when people talk about like the mega store and everything like that, and the mega store's gone downhill as far as I'm concerned because it's mainly clothing and stuff like that now. I think this year they did bring back Corinthians and stuff like that, but the thing with Manchester United collectors, they're everywhere, man. So many people have got so many big collectors. I think Earth from over in Thailand showed his collection this week. It's absolutely huge. The figurines, everything like that. Like I've got extra large Corinthians and stuff like that. I've got Cristiano Ronaldo's kickoff one. And I look out, Ryan, look at this shit. That's Ryan Giggs. Like things like that. It's just but everyone talks about everyone talks about
the midgets. Hey, we might have put a title on this episode, I think.
Everyone talks about like United selling gear and people buying it all the time. And it's been around since the 60s, all this stuff. So like cards and that have been around since 1903. Yeah, 1903 cards have been around since. Like, so it's nothing new. Like people saying you're giving stuff to the Glazers and everything like that. Manchester United collecting is one of the biggest things in the world. And mate, as you can see, we all love it. You know,
mate, Sean Kelly's got like stuff from the 1920s and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, Sean Kelly's unreal. Yeah. What do you call it? Leslie Millman as well. Leslie Millman's got luggage and everything like that. From the Munich air crash, he's got death certificates. You name it. Leslie Millman has got it, man. Oh my God, mate!
And I've seen it. He put up today. I'd like to sell them to me, please.
Yeah. Who was that, Les?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, his collection's insane. I want to try and, when Jordan's over there, I wouldn't mind trying to line him up with Les and go and have a look at he's very eccentric, but I'll tell you, and even like Dino, you're massively into collecting. Yeah, Sean Kelly, no problem. You'll go and see his stuff. Dino's right into collecting the badges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The badges and I'm surprised Dino hasn't got any yet. Those star badges from the 1950s and 60s, they are incredible. Leslie Millman's got hundreds of them, all in a cabinet, all neatly displayed. They're unbelievable. You're Duncan Edwards and players like that. And, mate, it's just to see stuff like that is like next level. It's just
I do have a
beautiful
star one, but it's a bit different to these ones. I just don't like the sort of the plasticky look of them.
Yeah. Far like they're vintage, Dino.
Yeah, I know, but like you look at those ones down the bottom that are like old as.
Yeah.
God, there's some
badges are unreal. I love collecting badges.
And then you got the
you
butcher
could be
just in there chilling.
Yeah. Jordan could be in trouble because he's not a big badge collector. But when you're over at Old Trafford, and if you go to Must and places like that, Must always have a store out the front of there on match day. They'll have badges out the front. Paul has badges and things like that. Mate, they're so worth getting.
Well, you've ruined the Megastore tour for him because you just said how shit it is. So
yeah, I don't want to go now, Adam. Good on you.
I forget who just mentioned it. I'll show one more piece. And this is obviously not original, but it's just a replica. But it's one that I always just always watch the movie United on the 6th of February. So this part of the collection, I'd say, just a sort of cheap replica sort of thing. But some always hits a little bit home. Everyone has seen the movie United when they come back in off the plane, back into the terminal to sort of wait for as they're sort of attempting to sort of do whatever they were to the plane before that third takeoff. And there was that nervous energy in regards to, God, we don't want to get back on this plane. And they're just sort of sitting there. And Duncan Edwards sends a telegram back to his landlady back in Manchester saying the plane's been delayed. I'm not going to be sort of traveling today probably because they didn't think they were going to get back on the plane. So there's a replica copy of the telegram that might be hard to read. But,
that's awesome.
So just got it out of a Man United book, like a collecting book where it has sort of one or two posters and sort of artifacts from history.
I know what that is. Yeah, I've got that book. That is unreal.
Yeah, so it's a really good book, isn't it? It's got little playbooks and contracts,
fantastic.
replica of contracts.
Yeah.
So,
I think I've got that one too. Is it like a big rectangle one?
Yeah.
It comes with like a hard cover on it as well.
Yeah,
like
that's it.
Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah.
We've all got it.
That's it.
I haven't even opened it, Tom.
Well, there's got some beauties in there.
Mate, it's unreal. It's one of the best books I've ever seen.
They've got
the old
contract
terminal
in there as well.
The old terminal in Munich is now like there's a hotel. I think it's H4 Hotel and H2 Hotel, and it's actually the old terminal and like airport.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, and we've said it before on here. Look, Dino and I are going to the 70th anniversary in a couple of years' time, and there's a lot of people going. Deck's going from Ireland. A lot of people that have come on the show, they're really keen to go over there.
There's a few from BMUS going.
Yeah, that's it. There's so many people going. I think Jordan, you're interested in coming and things like that.
For sure.
So
if he's allowed,
Just to finish off show and tell, look, this has probably been our longest episode of show and tell, which is great. It's our favourite segment. I've got a couple of little things. Elliot just showed me that there's a plate. They did these plates. This is a recent plate I got. So it's got all the United legends and stuff like that. These are from the Durnbury Mint over in England. So you can get these plates, which have I had dinner on it? Yeah. And then the other one, these are pretty cool too. This is Gary Bailey. So, and these are like pretty cool little things to get too. So
that's what I thought I'd just show that off. They win a race, isn't it?
Yeah, the ribbon. So,
that's a participation one.
Yeah, well, especially with Gary Bailey.
Tom knows about that, being out of school.
Yeah.
Every kid gets an award, mate.
He doesn't hand them out. He gives...
No silver medals, no bronze medals, gold.
Can I come back to school?
Oh, boys. It's been an awesome show. It's been a great show. It's been funny. We've enjoyed every minute of it. United play 7 a.m. 7 a.m. in Sydney, 6 a.m. in Queensland. Is that right, Dino? 6 a.m.
No, 6:15. 6:15.
6:15. So it must be 7:15 here. So
tomorrow's actually an unreal. Tomorrow, the fixtures tomorrow. Obviously, we kick off 45. We'll kick off at halftime in the other games. But every game is a big game, whether it be a relegation sort of narrative tour or Manchester United's chase of European football or a title. Tomorrow is huge for the Premier League. So if United can win, Chelsea and Villa, one of them are going to drop points. Liverpool have already dropped points. If United can get a win, tomorrow's fixtures, they're enticing.
Well, what are our score predictions?
Said that, Tom, it hasn't gone our way.
How good was Wolves?
Have we got score predictions before we finish up? Score predictions for tomorrow.
2-1 United.
2-1 United. Goal scorers?
Bruno and Cunha.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't say Sesko.
I have a day off, mate.
3-0 United.
3-0. Oh, I would love that, Dino.
Dino, you said I took words out of your mouth earlier. That's what I was thinking. I don't know the goal scorers, but after this show, I wasn't thinking this before.
Me and Tom just
I'm thinking 3-0. I'm thinking 3-0.
Copycats, mate. Fuck. Copy each other more.
my head is happy with a draw tomorrow, but
stop it. Cut it off.
That's sitting on the fence. That's sitting on the fence. I think if Harry's out and we've got a young centre half combination, I think we concede a goal. I think United can get away with it, and I think we can win 1-0. Sesko again. He's on a roll, baby. Let's go, Sesko.
I was waiting for him to turn around and go, I think we can get away with 5-1.
No, well, that would have made sense. I said we might cop a goal. So
mate, a year ago, if you started Masbraoui, probably Heaven, Martin, Yoro, and Dallo would all be here going, oh, my God, we're losing. But I just think our attack and midfield at the moment is solid as that we can get away with games now. Like, as where before, we couldn't get away with games. And I think now, like, that front sort of six is just brilliant. Loving it.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did we go by train? We would have caught the train up there, or did we get a bus? I haven't seen any footage of how we got up there yet.
What are you talking about? Oh, the team.
Oh, I was about to
Newcastle.
say, Newcastle.
I thought you were talking about Jordan's trip on the weekend.
Yeah. No,
I thought he was talking about going to work or something. I was like, did you get your Opal card done?
I think they usually fly to Newcastle now, which is weird. But I think the last couple of
fly
times
to Newcastle. Okay.
Yeah, I think they do these days, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of airplanes around grounded at the moment, so I'm guessing we're flying.
Shit. I think I may have to put a warning in this
show. You're hoping for 5,000 followers? We're about to start back at square one.
mate, I guarantee we've just passed 5,000. You what?
Yeah, going back down to 2,000.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look where we're at.
Let's have a look. How many new ones we got?
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see.
After us four.
No, we're not like mate. Let me have a look. Where are we? Shit, man.
Don't pretend you don't have a counter in your room, like counting down.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like that.
I just wake up. That go off when he hits.
Yeah, we're gonna do like big confetti.
Hey! We've ended up with another 12 followers.
Just the little fucking party poppers.
We're on 4,963. That's what we're on.
All right.
So we're doing all right. We'll probably lose more on YouTube.
Are we on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Oh.
Yep. We've had
I missed your mate. I missed your mate that never came back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I think we ruined him.
Who was that?
All right, boys. Thank you. Thank you for coming on again tonight. Hopefully we're smiling like we are now tomorrow. And remember,
come on, Tom. Come on.
Yeah, give me a smile, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
I'm happy about being smart.
I think you got to stop this little agenda you're running. Just ignore it, Tom, because he does the same with Sesko, right?
Oh, have a day off, would ya?
Just let it go.
Hey, I'm the
Just
one
let
that
it go,
said
Jordan.
Jordan's getting in trouble.
Thanks, everyone. I'll be pulling my sponsorship from the pod, and I'll see you next time.
Sure. That's okay. We'll find another way.
Yeah, you find a better builder.
All right, boys. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. See you later. Check this.
Yeah.
Cantona. Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester